You are now listening to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
My name is DJ Vince Adams. I absolutely appreciate what the Chicago Clubhouse crew is doing for the city of Chicago.
Hey, young world, what's good? It's your boy Bernard Berrien, a.k.a. B Twice.
What up? This is Rasheed Davis, former Chicago Bear wide receiver.
Hey, my name is Lemuel Stinson, a.k.a. Lemonhead, formerly of the Chicago Bears.
What's up? My name is C.J. Watson, former Bulls guard and bench bomb creator.
This is two-time six-man all-star baller Ricky Deuces Pierce.
What's up, people? This is Chicago radio legend Rick Party, the voice you hear everywhere.
My name is Pee-wee from the movie House Party.
This is Megan Martinez from the Good and Plenty podcast.
Hey, this is Bubba Ball from the Shits podcast.
Hey, this is Nika from One Shot Wellness, Reverend from the ATL, dropping some drips on that Chi-Town Clubhouse podcast.
This is Sherry, and you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
You're now rocking with Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
Where they think they know everything.
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 But they don't know shit.
But they don't know shit.
But they don't know shit. But they really don't know shit.
But they really don't know shit.
But they really don't know shit.
But honestly, they don't know shit.
Hey, I smell something. I smell podcast. The Chicago Clubhouse Podcast Show.
They really don't know shit.
You already know what time it is.
You see this Eddie Jackson jersey right here? Take this.
This dude literally just took my soul.
So I didn't like playing with Brett Favre at all.
You could have waited until the draft if you wanted to look at another quarterback. You didn't have to sign Andy Dalton, who is really nothing but a backup.
Evander Holyfield is 58 years old. What you want to fight a 58-year-old man?
But man, he wants to keep fighting.
Because he want to fight him. Okay, it's an exhibition.
But yeah, it's an exhibition because, you know.
This ain't Drago and Apollo Creed, man. Ain't nobody about to.
Man, Martin and Tommy Hearns was an exhibition. You saw what happened to Martin.
This could hurt.
Thanks, Hayden. Nothing but the best.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, bro, tough for real, man.
Yeah, man. He like tougher than some grown folks I know, man.
That as a coach, your job is to give your players the best opportunity to have success.
Michael Jordan, when he came back at LeBron James' age, he was a straight up nothing.
That is blasphemy on his computer right now.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. Without Dennis Rodman, I couldn't see them winning like they did those second three championships. I can't see it.
I agree.
And now I'm the voice of SportsCenter on ESPN. Now on SportsCenter. Tonight, LeBron James. And whatever.
Do you guys really coach how exactly to tackle correctly? Because I see it all over the league now. People cannot tackle like they did whenever you guys played. But do you guys practice tackling at all?
Good evening. Welcome to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. What we think we know everything, but we really don't know shit. Today we're going to bring you a special guest. We're going to have a special guest in the house. Also, we're going to talk about our beloved Bears. You know, there was a press conference today. The GM, our newly minted GM, Ryan Poles, and our coach, Matt Eberflus, addressed the media today talking about what their expectations are for the team and also what their expectations are and what they're looking for in the draft and free agency. So we're going to talk about some of that today. We also going to talk about Chicago Bulls, who last two games haven't been looking, they've been looking like shit. So we also gonna get on those guys, but without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in the dream team. First off, let's start off with the stat man, my man JB.
What up, C?
What up, JB? How's it going?
You got it, brother, man. What's good with you?
Man, nothing much. You enjoying the weather?
I am. I'm enjoying it so much, and I'm gonna do a shameless plug to a possible family member of mine. I'm gonna give a shout out to Terramana Tequila, made by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh, okay.
If you know what his real name is.
Okay.
So I'm feeling real tropical tonight.
Hey, nothing wrong with it. I know The Rock came out with his own little liquor now.
Oh yeah, man, that dude, he big time, man. He real big time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna support, and it's damn good. And then I always, want to shout out Moore's Beer. We doing our shameless commercializations, our plugs. Go out and get you some.
All right, shout out to Moore. Shout out to Tilly's.
You know what I'm saying? And then I saw some bull today and stuff. All that, man. I'm on fire today, man. I'm calling. If we know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, tell Nick Wright I'm at his ass, man. I need to holler at Nick Wright.
Oh, Nick Wright.
You already know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything. I didn't watch the show, but I'm pretty sure he's in there talking about something.
So when you go back later on tonight, you'll see what I'm saying. And, shout out to Chris Broussard for keeping it real too, and the homie Antoine Walker that was on earlier. Twan, I sent you a message. If you're watching, man, go on and hit us up, man. We'd love to have you on the show.
Definitely. Well, like I was telling everybody, we're gonna talk about. We got a special guest today, so we're going to talk to him about a few things, his expectations, what things that he got going on. We also going to talk about the Bears. Pretty sure I'm going to get you and AB's, you guys' opinion about the press conference with the GM and with the head coach.
We keep doing that to ourselves, don't we?
Already start. And we're going to talk about those Bulls as well, so. Without further ado, let's also bring on the other member of the Dream Team, my man, the X Factor, AB.
What's this? What's this, Chris? We just doing this now?
It's been a long day.
Yeah, it is. I hear you there.
That's beautiful. Me doing the X right there.
Beautiful. I love that tequila, by the way, JB. That shit is fire good. I had that a couple years ago when he first came out with it. That stuff is phenomenal. But for me tonight,
it's back.
I got Crown Peach bag. Come open this nice box up here.
Hold on. $29.99.
$29.99. 32 with tax.
We going to the strip club later. Make it hell.
Yes, sir. Make it hell with the coins. Make it
hell. Let's make it hell, baby. This is what I'm drinking on today.
Another pina colada.
Oh, you know it. You know it.
Well, like I was telling everybody, I can't wait to hear you two guys' opinion on the Bears press conference today with the GM and with the head coach. I'm pretty sure you guys got plenty to say about that, and also about our Chicago Bulls and what's been going on with them the last couple games.
Yeah, let's just say there's going to be an interesting full court press today.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I'm pretty sure it is. But without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on our special guest, Mr. Derrick Durr.
How you doing, sir?
What up, dude?
What's
How y'all
up,
doing?
brother? Taylor Park in the house.
Yeah, you already know, 47.
Hey, JP was telling me something real interesting. He was saying when we be out there at Taylor Park, when we used to be sitting up there playing our flag football, you was in the gym boxing away. So
Yeah. I used to peek out at y'all doing y'all thing, with all the pretty women. I used to be jealous. Hey, get out the window.
My man Rock Brown was in there, had y'all in there boxing, the basketball going on, the football outside, the pool.
Yeah. It was going down at that time. It was going down. It was a good time.
Oh yeah, so tell us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you got going on.
Well, I fight again April 30th at Cicero Stadium.
Oh, okay.
So I've been away from fighting for about a year and a half, almost 2 years. COVID got a hold to me. The whole COVID season and
Right.
business started failing. So he's trying to recover from COVID. So this is my first fight back in a long time. So I'm excited for that. And I got some ass whooping on the line for somebody.
There it is.
For sure.
There
I
it
love
is.
it. I love
Love
it.
to hear
For
that.
sure.
Love to hear that. So Derrick, we can take you back because the last time that I got wind of you fighting actually was about a year and so ago. You was fighting at I was like a Hammond Civic Center, I want to say, somewhere
Yeah.
out there, right?
Yeah.
So now for our fans out there that don't understand, Golden Gloves is real popular, Olympics and everything like that. But could you tell us a little bit about how you go Golden Gloves and how you start your amateur career segueing into your professional career?
Well, actually, I started my amateur career in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
I had to be about 22. So I trained for about six to 8 months, and my coach he lied on my book because to fight in an open to fight the Golden Gloves, you gotta have 10 or more amateur fights. So we lied in my book like I had 10 fights, but I only had 2 or 3 fights.
Oh, okay.
Then, yeah, then I won the Golden Glove by all knockouts, and I
Right.
won it 3 times.
Undefeated, y'all. Undefeated.
Yeah, yeah. So I won it 3 times in a row. I went to Olympic qualifiers in 2016
Mm-hmm.
and placed runner up. I placed runner up. Then after that, I started my pro career. But did anybody tell me first starting off pro, if you don't sell your soul, you ain't gonna make that much money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. The ghost of Don King is still
Yeah.
alive.
Exactly.
Hey, they ain't tell me that part of the game. So I remember my first fight, right? So
Mhm.
instead of making $3,000, I had to pay $3,000.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. So um, I decided to be my own promoter after that. Like, well, actually, I fought three more fights after that. But I'm tired of getting gypped. And how boxing do Midwest fighters is crazy. So I
You're
decided to be
not
my
the
own
first
boss.
person that said that because about a year or so ago, AB, I don't know if you remember or not, we had talked to Simeon's own Ice, and more famous for winning the championship from Roy Jones Jr., right?
Yeah,
But
Montel.
yeah, he has said something about like Midwest is not getting all the pub that we should because there's a couple of boxers that came out of here. One of them was a former basketball player, Kendall Gill.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a lot of good fighters in the Midwest that's trying to come up, man. What you think that's about? Because like I said, I was joking, but for those that don't know, the Don King effect is real. Like that's a real thing.
Well, to my opinion, it's plenty of fighters in Chicago that's signed to like major boxing promotion companies that
Mhm.
that we don't know about. And I think it's like if you're from Chicago, they call Chicago the land of the opponents. So if you want somebody that's durable, they can take a good ass kicking. It comes somebody from Chicago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because Chicago don't got the resources to support their fighters. You know what I mean? So and it's like don't nobody really give a fuck neither. Like, come on now. If y'all waited 10 years to play Michael Jordan, I know y'all don't give a fuck about me.
That's crazy.
You know
So
what I'm
that's why,
saying?
like, Montel won his own gym. Fresno Kendo that's here, he got his own gym. So that kind of makes sense now because now you got to kind of get it out the mud ourselves, right? But then,
Yeah.
so like the leagues that are, tough, what used to be called Fight Club, Tough Man, all that. So like,
Yeah.
are those even recognized anymore, or that's just kind of like when they used to have the $200 joints at UIC?
Yeah, that's kind of like the $200 joints at UIC. Right now, every fighter in Chicago is struggling to get noticed.
Mhm.
Because the whole thing is about fight on ESPN on TV, then you made it. You know what I mean? So, but it's people out here, not to say no name. I know fighters that fight on TV several of the times and got paid $5,000-6,000 and was in a war.
Wow.
Sometimes 10 at best, but you fighting 10 rounds and this guy beating on your ass. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
Like,
$1,000 a
so
round. What
That
the
was
hell?
tough.
Yeah,
Look, that's
come on,
before you
man.
paid your trainer, your cut man, your towels, your
Taxes.
gym fees,
Yeah,
taxes.
taxes. Illinois taxes. You know how that is.
That's why they be fighting in Vegas. Huh?
Man,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
out this world, man, Derek. Man, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
so Chicago boxing. So I just, even though I'm taking the long way around as far as like promoting myself and managing myself and like the boxing game like it's like the dope game. You know what I'm saying? So you got I tried to do a fight before. You got other promoters sabotaging your event, paying off judges to make sure you lose if you do go into a decision, stuff like that. Yeah, because it's like the
Damn, that's
dope game.
dirty.
Yeah, it's like the dope game. It's like if I go to let's say I go to our next door neighbor, which is Waukegan, right?
Okay.
And I throw a fight. So if Waukegan have a promoter in Waukegan over there, so they feel like how can this brother come to my city, throw a fight, make money, and leave? So they're gonna sabotage it because they want to be the only game in town.
Gotcha.
And plus I never needed a manager or promoter anyway because when I was I got a documentary out now, but when I was younger, I was in the streets and made $1 million being an amateur
Mm.
off the street. So when I was fighting the Golden Gloves and all that kind of stuff, the Olympic trials, I didn't really have to take no money from nobody. You know what I'm saying? But I was trying to get my own promotion company, but my career went taking a detour. You know what I'm saying, as far as jail or whatever. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. Just trying to
Now,
put on.
I always thought that boxing was corrupt, but damn,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
bad.
think it was that
Oh,
damn
man.
dirty, man.
I keep telling y'all, it's the Don King
Damn.
effect is a real thing. They named it as such because of all the, foolery that goes on. But, so like when we go and we see, so I'll just throw some names out. So if we
Okay.
watching Floyd,
Right.
we know that Floyd was going to get 30, 40, 50 million, 60 million, whatever. But Floyd wasn't getting that at first, when he had the little low cut with the two parts on the side. He wasn't getting that type of bread either.
No.
So having your own promotion company is key. It's like, you paying yourself to fight in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
But it's dangerous too.
Mm.
Because now you got the boxing cartel that really gonna not let you be as big as you want to be because to build a fighter it's like the rap game. Like to break a record, it take $200,000 to break a record in the music industry. So it take about 300,000 to properly promote a fighter as far as marketing and PR. So these people coming from not even only Chicago, these fighters that have no education or no financial background, that's the reason why they fight you. So now they don't have $250,000. So now you got a manager that can dangle $10,000 in front of their face and they'll sign with them. And most of Chicago, I ain't gonna say most Chicago guys, but some fighters, it's the fall guy. Like they'll sign you, build you up, right? They'll build you up, put a little money behind you, marketing, PR. Then they'll get you hurt for they golden goose. So if they got two fighters in the same weight class, like Al Haymon got I think over 100 fighters signed to his promotion company. So all they gotta do is fight each other and keep the money in the house.
Wow.
In-house, right.
Yeah, but a promoter sign you and get you hurt just to knock you off to build the other fighter. So that's why you see fighters be down in the ring and unconscious and stuff like that. It's protocol set in place to not get hurt. But once you fight under promotion company, they don't care about nothing but the dollar. Then you can't really avoid that kind of stuff,
Wow.
So now who's legit? Because we talking about TMT, we talking about Golden Boy, we talking about Bob Arams, you know what I'm saying? I know Don King's son had tried to do a little something. I know that didn't really go over too well. But where's the safe haven now for a boxer such as yourself? Like you said, it took Mayweather a minute to get his own. It took Golden Boy, which is Oscar De La Hoya. It took him a minute to get his own. You know what I'm saying? So if you got that golden goose, of which for those that I hate to bring up movies, but if you saw Creed, they had the golden goose. They wanted Creed to fight him as a little tune-up amateur fight, and then he knocked him out. And then it was like, wait, that's not how this supposed to go, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, so when that game gets real dirty like that, man, so it's like, so where do you go at that point? Do you wait? Because now if you wait, hell, ideally you want to fight what? At least 2 to 3 times a year. But now it's like you might not fight for a whole year, 2 years, because all about the promotion.
Yeah, just the game now. Like you can fight more than 3 times a year, but the key is it's like Instagram now. Like you can fight all you want, but who's going to see it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like Instagram, you can post all you want, but who's going to see your post? You know what I mean? Unless you pay for
promoting
it.
yourself, huh?
Yeah, it's all about promoting yourself, and I think I think that Floyd did a great job on promoting himself, but people fail to realize don't no fighter starting out have $1 million for their own marketing and promotion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't no fighter have a decent enough manager to pay for marketing and promotion unless you come from the Olympics with a gold medal. And if not, you throw into the wolves. And honestly, I don't think there's no way around it unless you do your own promotion. Then you can get blackballed because you can't, like, okay, if you fight on ESPN, Bob Aaron fight on ESPN. You know what I mean? So
Right.
to fight on ESPN, you got to go through Bob. To fight on Showtime, you got to go through Floyd or you got to go through Oscar because they split it.
They split it, right.
You know what I mean? And to fight on PBC, you got to go through Al Heyman.
Yeah.
So if you're not signed to one of these boxing cartels, how you going to be seen?
Right. It's like they'll let you at the table, but they won't let you eat.
Yeah, it's like the rap game. You can be famous, but it's hard to get rich.
Right.
Hey, you know what? It sort of remind me of the promoting game too. The promoting game a lot like that too. You can be a new promoter trying to start out, getting your little trying to get yourself established or whatnot. But you got some of the promoters that's big time promoters, and they'll try to bring you in, nickel and dime you. You know, even sit up there and talk to some of the club owners. And like, oh no, don't bring him in there. Nah, he ain't paid his dues. Don't bring him in here. He can't do it.
Yeah, and it's the world we live in. So I'm just sticking to the grind. Being the best shape of my life, and and once these boys call me that they think they're gonna whip me, I'm gonna jump on the air like a supervisor.
So if you can share that with us, who is next on the card that you might? Because another thing too that a lot of people didn't understand. Just because you get on the undercard on TV, they don't realize there's like 9, 10 other undercards before they even get to the one they show on TV.
Oh, definitely. you got about 8, 9 fights before you cut on the TV and you see fighting. So them people get next to nothing. That's not, they there, but they're not fighting on TV. So yeah, it's a crazy game. I'm just trying to move through it with much integrity as I can.
Yeah. So whenever you're growing up, who were some of the boxers that you looked at and you really tried to mimic your game after?
Nobody really. I fought on the streets for the most part, but when I first started boxing, I got up under the wing of Oliver McCall. He was a famous boxer from Chicago.
Yep.
Actually, he knocked out Lennox Lewis.
Yes, he did.
So when I first started boxing, I used to have to fight him every day, and he used to beat the dog shit out of me. Like and at this time he was 50 probably. You know what I mean? At this time he was 50, but every time I come in the ring, he said that, and he's so tough. He didn't even put a mouthpiece in.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But Oliver McCall, so he really schooled me on boxing. And actually, he's the only heavyweight in history that never been knocked down since boxing ever started, since the 1800s.
Wow.
He got there where.
Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Oliver McCall, that's what really schooled me on the art of fighting. But before then, I was in the streets, bro. I wasn't really checking for boxing. You know what I mean?
And I can see now that I'm thinking about it, I can see the Oliver McCall aspect. But I was gonna say, you remind me a lot of Riddick Bowe, especially with that left short hook and them body blows that you get into. You know, Riddick Bowe was crucial for eating bam boom low and then coming back. Like I see that a lot in your game because you got heavy hands in both of them.
Yeah. I got heavy hands in both of my hands, but I fight I can punch, but I fight more scary than anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I don't take unnecessary risks. Because believe it or not, boxing hurt, man. I don't think that.
Fun fact, everybody of the day. Boxing
Yeah.
hurts.
I don't know why people think that. Oh, you a boxer, you can take it. No, I don't like to get hit. I'm light skinned. I bruise easy. I listen to R&B music. Like I'm not that tough.
You listen to R&B.
I'm not that tough. So I do what I just do what I can not to get hit.
Yeah.
So if you had to choose, money aside, we already talked about Kendall Gill a little bit. Would you box either Kendall Gill or this other clown here? Jake Paul? If you had to pick one, which one?
Of course it'd be Jake Paul, because I know Kendall Gill. You know what I mean? He a good friend of mine. I don't know how to knock I don't know how to knock the curl out of his head. You know what I mean? He be on TV, hosting his little, his little sports tennis, curl juicy. So I'm gonna let it be like that,
Oh man.
I'm going with Jake Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Kendall ain't watching this. Woo,
but now hold on.
What's up,
I'll
Kendall?
say this.
He said, "What's up, Kendall?"
hey, KG. No. If you did fight the likes of a Jake Paul, that would be a nice little payday.
That's why I said money aside, because I didn't obviously the paydays with him, but just like style wise, which guy would be better for him to fight is what I was kind of asking.
Okay,
I don't think he heard me.
Yeah, you probably got to repeat that. AB, you're gonna probably have to repeat that to him. I don't think he heard you.
Yeah, because you said money aside. That's where you left off at.
Yeah, so basically what I
can't
meant.
Hear everybody sound like gargoyles.
You sound like gargoyles.
Oh wow.
You might have to jump out and then jump back in.
Everybody slow down. I don't know what I need to do.
You might have to jump out and then jump right back in. You probably got a lag or something. You'll have to come back in and.
Should I log out and log back in?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's so crazy, man.
Big words, man.
Hey, you know what though?
Hey, Frank, you silly, man.
It's driving me crazy, man. How the shy. It don't matter in what sport, don't matter in rap, whatever. We ain't getting our fucking respect. And it pisses me off.
They got Kanye, right?
Huh?
You got Kanye.
Yeah, but he don't even really claim us like he should.
That's just one.
I know.
But he don't really claim us like he should. And
he
that's
don't
another
either.
story.
But Brett don't claim us like she should.
She be claiming
I'm pretty
Atlanta
sure
more than
Ludacris is from here too, isn't he?
He was born here. Yeah.
Yeah. He's just he was in and then he bounced back
like
out again.
Kendrick Lamar's dad was from here or something like that. So.
Yeah.
No, but here's what it was.
Shot they love, man. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if they're afraid of us or something. Think that we can take over or something. I don't know. It may be that because I don't understand the disrespect. Like we never get think about our boys get disrespected.
Yeah.
Everybody talk about our cheap ass owners, which is true.
That's
So let me say this while as Derrick is trying to get back in, because this is something that we kind of talked about, Chris, me and you, way back in the day, where we were saying if you really look at history, some of the best players in all sports have something to do with Chicago, especially basketball.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of guys here in a lot of different sports where people are actually afraid of us.
Yeah.
So we don't get the recognition, or we get held down or held to a standard like, Chicago kids, they can play, but they're not coachable.
Yeah.
Or they really, really good, but they lazy. It's always some stigma that comes with. I'm like, people that really know
Chicago lazy?
Chicago blue collar.
I've never heard Chicago being lazy.
Oh, Alan,
wow.
Have you ever been on that recruiting trail?
I'm not in the right. Yeah, I'm not in the right corners then, I guess. Man, that's crazy. I've never heard that.
No, we ain't the laid back kids like the California West Coast kids.
And we don't have the respect and the Southern hospitality of those in Texas and Alabama, Louisiana, all of it. It's just a stigma that's kind of like, for one, it's not true. for 2 is definitely outdated. But then you get somebody. So I'll switch sports right quick, right? So you get somebody like he said, like an Oliver McCall, heavyweight champion of the world. You get somebody like a Montel Griffin, middleweight champion of the world. So it's not like we don't do great things. When given the opportunity to be put on that stage, we make it happen. So in the boxing world, I'm thinking they see something about Derrick where it's like, dang, I can't have him fight my top fighter because it's something about him that my top fighter not going to be able to combat.
Yeah. And
then he get caught slipping. So now my 16-0 number one contender just lost to a 6-0 guy. Now the powers that be are like, wait a minute, why aren't we looking at this guy? And that happens to a lot of Chicago kids, football, basketball, baseball. I like 2 years ago now? I like the fact that the Cubs took a chance on the kid from Mount Carmel, somebody homegrown, who's projected to be better than Addison Russell was and stuff, So just a little food for thought to keep that in mind as to why,
I think he's back now. He's kind of moving the camera around, but let's try to bounce it back in. There he is.
Oh, thank y'all, man.
You there?
My phone's up. Yeah, I'm here. My phone's acting crazy.
No, it's fine. It happens. But no, the question I was kind of asking was basically based on style. Like, so out of those 2, which style would you prefer to go up against?
Jake Paul. The reason I say that because Killer Gill, he's left-handed and his arms down to his knee. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
you're not wrong.
He a little taller than me. He's been around for a while, and just being with him in the gym, his footwork not that bad. So Kendall pretty solid. Put together fighter. Jake Paul, he younger, he's stronger, he a little faster, but he don't have the I would say ring craft and ring generalship he need to beat me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Derrick, he seems clumsy to me though. He seems real oafish.
I won't say clumsy. He like a Neanderthal.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I mean about
haymaker
oafish.
Heavy, right? Like, yeah, he's real big with the haymakers, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, he
so
not polished.
So you being a little more technical, you think you can take advantage of that, correct?
I mean, not just technical. I'm just all around better. Like I look better, I run better, I piss better. I spit sunflower seeds better. Like I just.
I love it.
Hey, I want to send a message out, man, to anybody and everybody from the shop, man. When we start doing good, fucking represent the crib, man.
Absolutely.
If you get your shot at Jake Paul, kick his ass and throw up the fucking shot sign. And let people
flag up.
know, man. Come in there with the blue and the white and the red shorts on and shit.
Yeah.
Kick his ass, man. Put Chi-Town in there, Midwest ass whooping. I don't care what you do. Just sit up there and represent, man, because I'm getting tired of this shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna represent, man. I'm trying not to leave because I got offers to come live in Atlanta. Black people thrive in Atlanta, or come to Vegas. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to really stay at home and do this shit for real.
Yeah.
But it's hard to sell tickets in Chicago. I tell you that. Yeah, it's hard to sell tickets in Chicago.
But see, that's why we need to get the word out so that we can stand up with you. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, it's no coincidence that some of the best players in all sports come from here. That's no coincidence. Yeah. Like, we just good in everything, from football to basketball to boxing to cooking to pitching pennies to whatever you want to do. We just do it better. And it would be awesome. And like I said, I know it's about boxing, but it's also about money, because like you said, if I'm getting my tail beat, but I look at my account and I'm in the negative, like, wait a minute, what? This ain't adding up. This ain't adding up. I should, so if you could get a hold of I don't know, AB, if Jake Paul has representation or he does it himself. I know he's like a.
He's got representation. I have a
you
contact.
best believe all that.
I've already reached out.
Representation.
I've already reached out for our buddy Kendall Gill. I already sent out our video.
That guy needs to
with
come
him
and fight
talking about
a
beating
real
up Jake Paul.
boxer.
So now we got 2 guys want to beat up Jake Paul.
Yeah, but he's not no bum. Like I'm gonna give it clear.
No, he's not.
He not no bum, and he get the best of everything. Like he was a millionaire, so he get the best training, he get the best sparring, get the best vitamins. He get to go off into camp anywhere in the world to train. So he's not a bum. He got a lot of advantages a lot of fighters don't have.
Hey man,
He does, but look who he fights. Like,
man, D, you got to be like Clubber Lang, baby. You got to be like how Clubber Lang was, man.
And he represented Chicago, didn't he?
Right. Be like Clubber Lang, man. Hey, and on all seriousness though, if you got to leave the shot, you know what I'm saying? Leave it, but don't forget.
Just bring the colors with you, man.
Every chance you get, represent. Every chance you get. Because the one thing about it, you can always leave home, but guess what? It's always going to be there. It ain't going nowhere.
It's going to be there. Yeah, I've been trying to not be the typical person. You know how people be, oh shit, man, I got to go to make it from Chicago.
Yeah.
I want to kind of break that shit, but if Kanye or Twista, nobody else couldn't break it, then god damn, I mean.
Well, I'll say this: Kanye did break it, and Twista was damn close when he was on the Rock. You know what I'm saying? He was close.
But
I mean, Kanye 22, he can bring this shit back, man.
And Common, don't forget about Common.
Yeah, but Kanye and Common had to go to New York to get on.
Well, I'll say this: Kanye kind of left and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Chicago." Common represented everywhere he went. And then when he came and did his shows,
man, he still does.
Stop lying to the people, man. Hey, Common cool with me, man. He was in New York with them big ass clothes on in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Try to talk about it.
I know what you're talking about, videos and stuff, but I was just talking about like when he spoke, he always spoke about I'm from Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah. He spoke up. Yeah.
That's what I meant by, not the swag.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you this question because I did want to segue and get your perspective on something. Are you able to tell us who your next opponent might be and where that fight you said is going to be in? You said it was going to be in Chicago, right?
Yeah, Cicero Stadium.
Cicero Stadium. Do you know who you fighting already?
Yeah, I fight a Mexican cat named Lorenzo something.
Okay.
I don't look at him too much because I don't like watching tape on people because I ain't got time for a motherfucker tricking me like he cold. You know what I'm saying? Put all that, edit. People there speed up the tapes, edit it up like he's just that fast and that strong. Mm-hmm. So I don't even pay no mind. I just make my adjustments when I get there. You know.
Okay, and I'm glad you said adjustments because my next question is going to be this 3-ring circus we got coming up this year. Who needs to fight who in the heavyweight division so we can finally get some solidarity going on? I think Anthony Joshua ducking. I think Wilder, he need a tune-up before he try to get with that Fury boy again. I don't know what Usyk is going to do. What are we doing with this 3-ring circus, man? Who needs to fight who to get what we want to see?
I think Deontay Wilder took a year off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you got too much damage. Your ear was
twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if your eardrum keep getting busted like that, I mean your equilibrium's off.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't stand a chance to fight anyway. So Anthony Joshua need to fight Usyk, and the person the winner should fight the king, which is Tyson Fury.
But then he needs to fight because remember Dillian White just lost to Anthony Joshua. And the only person I can think right now that's even a top 5 contender who hasn't fought is Andy Ruiz. And I don't know how that would go over well. That would be like a tune-up, right? For Tyson Fury, I'm saying.
If I was Tyson, I wouldn't fight Ruiz. He's too short.
He's too short? Okay.
Yeah, he's too short. Like, you're not going to get no good workout of Ruiz. Especially it's like, you don't know what you're going to get. You know what I mean? Because when he was hungry, he whooped Joshua. Then he caught a payday. Came in 50 pounds overweight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So the money got to him. So you don't know what kind of person you gonna get.
And he was another one kind of put me in the mindset of an old boxer, actually fought out of South Africa named Corey Sanders. Wasn't supposed to win, had sledgehammers in his, in his hands and stuff. Next thing you know, he won the title, and next thing you know, he lost the title that quick for the same reasons. So now, I mean, does that leave a Dillian White? I heard some rumors about Shannon Briggs trying to come out of retirement, which I don't want to see. Right, look.
No.
I don't want to see that. So it's just like I said, to me, it's a three-ring circus, and the only one willing to fight everybody is Fury.
It's a Cuban. It's a Cuban that a lot of people looking over named Ortiz. The one that Deontay Wilder beat and almost lost to.
The one they call King Kong Ortiz.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he a bad man. And Deontay Wilder was losing that fight. He just got that thing in his right hand and caught him. But he just won the fight. So I like to see Anthony Joshua and Ortiz. And I think Ortiz will get Anthony Joshua run for his money.
So then Joshua Fury is non-existent until somebody beats Usyk, right?
Exactly.
Because technically he got, 2 of the belts? I think, he got like the the WB, the IB. He had the IBF, and I think he got the WBC. No, he had the WBA.
Yeah.
He had the WBA. Because Tyson Fury got the WBC in the Ring magazine.
If I was the heavyweight, I'd whoop Usyk. I'd whoop his ass, man. Bad. If I was a heavyweight, because it's like, he like it's like fighting Vladimir Putin. Yeah. Come on, man, tear his ass up, man. You know what I mean?
So you actually went down though, because now, speaking of people changing weight classes, hell, on May 7th we got Alvarez fighting Bivol, the Dimitri Bivol. How you say his name? Bivol, whatever. And that's for the light heavyweight.
Nobody knows.
That's that cruiserweight.
Nobody knows.
It's a guess for everybody.
I just, I'm fighting.com. Like I still love boxing. I still play Fight Night and stuff. So but seriously, like going up in that weight class, because that's where you at now, right? That light heavyweight.
I'm a light heavy. I don't fight cruiserweight, but I would though for Canelo.
So that's so your catch weight would be like 175, 178, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ooh, I'd love to see that.
I whip Canelo at that weight too, though. I think you're too short. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck they be. I mean, Canelo good. Don't get me wrong. He's good, yes. But to pop up to cruiserweight at 205 and you only 5'3", bro, and you ain't finna lose no speed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder how this is gonna work. Because I know if I catch a cat coming from 147 to 175, I'm gonna knock his dick in the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like he ain't got no weight behind that hate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I love it.
And I love that too, because that's the reverse for you. Because coming down in weight for heavyweight, you gain some speed, but you ain't lose that pop. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That make a big difference. And like I keep telling people, you got to plan until you get hit in the mouth. And the right person ain't hit Canelo in the mouth yet. Because I think he ducking one of them Charlo brothers. I don't know which one. I get him confused. But if he really wanted some smoke, he could go down and fight one of them Charlo brothers at that super welterweight.
I don't think it's worth it. I made a post. I did an interview probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and they was talking about Charlo then fighting Canelo. And I said Charlo wasn't ready physically, but I didn't think he deserved to fight Canelo 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, it'd be a fight, but who gonna buy it? You know what I'm saying?
Because it's him, they might. I don't know how much cachet Charlo got now at that, because I want to say he's like got 3 of the 4 belts in the 168, right? I think he got 3 out of 4. He almost got the unification. It's some random guy that got 1 belt. It always happens that way, So he's not unanimous.
I mean, he'll star, but is he a mega star? That's the thing you gotta ask.
Now Canelo is so, but he running out of people to fight him.
Yeah, but why take the risk on this young hungry bull that really ain't got nothing to lose? You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna go back.
Fight a cruiserweight. Yeah,
I'm gonna go back because Roy Jones Jr. did the exact same thing to John Ruiz, and remember he won the heavyweight championship. It was the WBO, I want to say.
Yeah,
he won it from John Ruiz, and then he went back down. It was no. Yes, Mom, you're right. It was we was watching on TV. We never missed a fight.
HBO night, man.
HBO that was my mom, Derek. So
HBO boxing.
Hey, Mom, how you doing?
But
hey,
yeah,
I ain't
so
gonna lie though. I'll fight Canelo at cruiserweight.
I like to hear that.
Yeah.
Somebody got to get a shot, man. You know, we can't keep doing this pet. You know, I don't call nobody that can fight Dominican or nothing like that. But
hey, I think he built enough for Floyd though. I think Canelo built enough for Floyd. And I think Floyd's secretly training for Canelo.
What's the point? What's the point of that now, though? Floyd is like what, 45?
Money.
Floyd got plenty bread.
Money.
but
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but so I ain't never gonna count another
man's a guy who fought Conor McGregor, man.
Yeah,
What's the
on
point
now.
of that?
Right.
You know,
he fought Logan Paul too. So
yeah,
it's
he
like,
did.
You know, we understand. It was a Japanese cat one time. I'm watching boxing. I turned it on. Floyd fighting in Japan. They got. I don't know what the dude's name was.
I mean, it's in Floyd advantage to fight Canelo though. Like Floyd got the advantage because if Floyd agreed to fight Canelo, it got to be at 147 or 154, right? So Canelo,
right. Because
so
Floyd ain't gonna balloon up. He's not gonna do 160 nothing.
Right. So Canelo ballooning to 205. So and to break your body back down to 147, 154 healthy, and Floyd gonna have you dropping blood every 2 weeks just to make sure you ain't got no steroids.
Oh, right. I forgot about that because of the testing scandal.
Yeah. So
that.
Floyd gonna drop you every 2 weeks. You know? So if any impurities in your blood, then you're gonna get fined. So for Canelo to come back down to that weight and be strong and fast, I think it's in Floyd's favor because he walk around there at 154.
Right. So then who picks that fight up? Because you got TMT, you got Golden Boy, you got Canelo supposed to be starting his own promotion.
It's gonna be a split between TMT and DAZN. Cause
DAZN, DAZN, yep. That's Aarons. That's Bob Aarons. Oh no, he froze again.
Yeah, he did. I think he did. Maybe he'll work out of it. Maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't think he's working out of it. Yeah. Oh wait, here he goes. He's back.
Yep.
Good.
You there, Derek?
There y'all go again, sounding like gargoyles. You know.
You know what? I think if he gets a phone call, like it kicks him off.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It is.
Yeah, he probably got to do the same thing.
Throws out of there again.
Yeah.
We'll wait for him to get back.
Yeah, that boxing world, man, it's just a little too corrupt for me, man. I've been saying it for the longest. It's corrupt.
In all my years watching, I'm talking when Wild World of Sports, I'm talking Duran and Leonard, I'm talking Super Fight with Church's Chicken 32-ounce drinks with Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns, like going through all of that. I've never ever once seen a miscarriage of justice like I did when I watched that Mike Tyson Buster Douglas fight.
Yeah.
Like that was the worst thing I've ever seen in boxing history. Now, do we know people get paid to take dives or set up fights or whatever? Okay, yeah, we not stupid. But when the money outweighs your legacy, now I gotta wonder what's really going on.
Yep.
Because you can't pay me to look foolish.
No.
I'm sorry, you can't.
Yeah.
Whenever you're in that deep, JB, you know, especially with Mike Tyson, and Don King, all that money, all that. He didn't have the money to get.
$3,000 a week for some towels? Like,
yeah, come on, man. Get out of here with that.
Man, I gotta hook up at Bed Bath & Beyond right now. Get you 10% off, Mike. Come on.
That's money laundering
That's
at its finest right there. That's what that is.
That's why they made that movie Great White Hype. That was Don King, Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, but you know, it didn't go as into depth because they kind of made the comedic version of it. But we saw another portrayal of Don King in the movie Rocky V, to where the guy, the Duke,
George Washington Duke,
right? So we understand, you know, the dirt and the politics in the game, but when it comes into that ring, I don't see somebody like a Floyd taking a dive. I don't see somebody like a Canelo taking a dive or anything like that. I got too much to prove on my name. Hell, we had a guy in recent memory that he wanted to win fights so bad he was putting plaster on his hands. Antonio Margarito, you know, he was lacing that plaster on his gloves and stuff in the tape. So, you know, people go to great lengths to win.
Yeah, I know. People even drink their own piss out here.
Hey, look, he said Irish Terry Conklin. Right. But, you know,
Irish Terry Conklin.
You know, but he's right, because now what we're seeing is too many kings, not enough Indians. Too many, you know, people, too many cooks in the kitchen, because now I got this one belt and I don't technically have to fight you.
Yeah,
I can fight them, and them. And the governing bodies, because remember, the sanctions only come into play when there's unification at stake. If they don't mandate, like, real talk, guys, I know everybody out there may not be into boxing like that, but if I have one belt, Chris got another belt, and AB got another belt, eventually I need to fight one of y'all to prove that I'm the best.
Yeah.
And vice versa. But if I keep skating, and then of the 4 recognized belts, you know, 5 if you count the Ring Magazine one, or what they call the lineal.
Yeah.
How am I going to measure my greatness if I don't fight the champ at every level?
Yeah. Yeah. There's just too many champs.
There's too many champs. And that's why I said eventually there's enough whoopings to go around. You know what I'm saying? So, like, right now, we were talking about, like, Canelo really don't have anybody else to fight, which is why he's going up to rehash a Floyd Mayweather fight to avenge his only loss. I get that. You got a guy like Manny Pacquiao that's still hanging on, and I'm like, every time he fights, I'm like, man.
Yeah, he done.
I think, because I thought Marquez almost killed him. I was like,
damn, you need to hang it up, man. It's over with. This is
you follow me? So, but it's like I said, I'm gonna keep calling it that 3-ring circus, because I saw what Anthony Joshua and Dillian White just was, and none of them boys got nothing for Tyson Fury right now. None of them. I thought Joshua had a chance, because he reminded me. Tell me if this there. Did he remind you a little bit of Lennox Lewis, kind of?
Yeah, and both of them got the same flaw. Both of them have any gumption to me. Talent, skills, hard work ethic, but I think they lack gumption. You know what I mean? And it's a college word. Give y'all that for free.
It is. Thank you. We used to say, man, you ain't got no dog in
you. Yeah, I don't think they got any gumption. I think Anthony Joshua, he's just all around a nice guy. You know what I mean? Like most of the Brits is nice people. You know what I mean? Shit.
So would I be disrespectful if I said right now, Anthony Joshua will never be recognized as a great heavyweight? Would you think that would be disrespectful?
Yeah.
Tell me why. Because I don't see him as a great. You know, when we talk about greats, we talking about the Alis, the Frasers, the Foremans, the Tyson. We talking about them guys.
Right.
I don't see him as that guy yet. Not to say because he's still relatively young. So,
right. I mean, but at the same token, like you're not British. See, Nigel Benn is a god over there.
I remember him.
Yeah. So in the UK, he's a god in the UK. You know what I mean?
Adonis Stevenson, like same way.
Yeah. So Anthony Joshua, he just as great over there in London, because anytime you can sell out I think it was Manchester United.
Damn, again, huh?
I think we're gonna have. I think we're gonna have to let him
Yeah,
go.
we gonna have to.
He keep getting called.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But I know what I know what you're talking about.
We sound like gargoyles again, huh?
The soccer stadium where Manchester United play, he sold it out.
There go that gargoyle again.
Well,
yeah.
We're gonna have to let you go, Derek. We're running out of
Yeah,
time anyway,
we're
man.
gonna let you go, man.
Oh well, there he went.
Yeah.
He gone.
Yeah. Well, all right. It was great talking to Derek. Hey, that was educational for me. I'm not the biggest boxing fan, but just to get his input on a lot of things that he was talking about as far as with the corruption and how hard it is to actually get to that next level in boxing.
That's so telling because remember, we often wondered what do you have to do behind the scenes in other sports too? Because sometimes you look at the guy and be like, how is this guy on anybody's roster?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's
who
true.
You know, what favors are owed,
man.
Whose little kids bar mitzvah you went to and signed autographs, you know.
Hey, it's all about politics, baby.
Man.
Let's move on to our next segment, though. We're gonna move on to the next segment. We're gonna talk about. Well, I know I definitely want to hear from you two about the Bears and about the press conference with Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus. I said Mike. Matt Eberflus. So, what did you guys think about that conference?
It's a safe thing, just kind of like Ryan Poles' was. It was just safe. It was just one of those things where, I didn't really get a lot. I didn't expect a lot. They're just kind of saying at this point, they still haven't really talked about if they're going to put Roquan at the will or at the mic.
No, I think he said for sure that Roquan he's gonna be inside.
I didn't remember hearing saying that, but
yeah,
if he did, okay, yeah. Which I think he should be, but I mean, who knows with that? Ryan Poles, kind of the same thing. It was just kind of, him just kind of talking about how great his scouting team was, how great everybody is there, just feel good stuff, The thing I noticed the most about it was him really saying about how they're going to change how they do certain things and how Ian Cunningham, the guy underneath him, that's the assistant general manager, is really helping him with, picking up all the slack whenever he's pulled around all over the place, which he admitted that's something he's never done before. He has his back all the time. Every player that they speak on, he's got notes on. He can follow up with him. So that's encouraging, but that's really all I got out of it. It really wasn't anything more than that.
I mean, you're not going to get too much out of it. I mean, I don't think there's a GM or a coach out there that's going to lay out their game plan for everybody right then and there. I don't think nobody's going to sit up there and do that at all.
Yeah. Oh,
let's bring Derrick in before I go on my rant.
Yeah, let's bring Derrick back in.
Okay, we're going to bring you in.
We're not gargoyles.
Your question, and then we got to let you go after that, bud.
Man, y'all gotta forgive me. Appreciate it. Forgive me for my phone. I got a Nokia still, so y'all gotta work with me. Yeah.
This man said he made $1 million and he's got a Nokia.
You got a Nokia,
right? Hey,
keep it simple, man.
You got, like Bill Gates, you gotta keep it simple.
Yep.
Yes,
sir.
Amen.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hey, before we let you go, man, hey, go ahead and get some shout outs to whoever you want to give a shout out to, man.
Let everybody know where they
can
find you too. For sure.
Well, y'all can find me on Instagram at the Super Durr. At the Super Durr, my Instagram name. Derrick Durr is my Facebook name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not on Twitter. I need to do better at that kind of shit. Social media.
Okay.
So, I want to give a shout out to me. That's it. And my mama. That's it.
Hey.
Cheers, brother. I ain't mad at none of what you just said.
Hey, and if you ever get that shot,
I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Yeah, you ever get that shot?
Hey, y'all got to get up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So we can come and support. The Cicero Center's not far.
Sure, man.
Definitely.
Is that a Saturday? Is that a Saturday fight? You give us that date real quick. April what?
April 30th.
April 30th.
April 30th. Let somebody, can we make a tag on that? Because Hey, Chris, maybe we can make an event out of that, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hey, yeah, and I think y'all know my brother Chris Durr. He plays flag football too.
We know Chris.
We know Chris.
Hey, I was thinking that, but I ain't say nothing.
Well, no, I was gonna let him say.
You were the only one that was. Terrence was in the back saying it too. So
yeah. April 30th is Chris' birthday, and he having a party at the fight. So I got him a little section or whatever for his birthday, and him and all the football players. I'm gonna give him discount tickets and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how about this, Derek? We reach out to you offline, and we link with you and try to get some of those tickets in advance and stuff. Because that's a Saturday. That's a Saturday.
Yeah. So I'm trying to pump up the fight now. I gotta do a little more cooling to sell some more tickets. I gotta do just a little more. It's hard because you gotta bring out the chains, the Rolls Royce. Like you gotta bring out the cool stuff to sell tickets. It's crazy. Oh, in Chicago, I'm not saying Chicago, but just the plight of boxing now because Floyd, he done set the marketing strategy for black fighters, but can nobody keep up?
Yeah.
Like if you're a black fighter, you're not going to sell tickets being the next Ali. Or let me fight for a call, let me fight for a change and let the community get around me. Hell no. You got to come through jury, you know what I'm saying, slick car, talking slick for people to buy into you these days in boxing.
Yeah.
So I don't like it. I'd rather fight for my people. You know what I mean? Like I'm opening up a PTSD clinic in Inglewood, and all the proceeds that I fight for is going back to put into my PTSD clinic.
Nice.
But I do gotta do a little cooning to sell some tickets.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
We understand. So look out for us, man. Like I said, I'm gonna hit you offline. Probably better to hit you on the gram or hit you on the book. Which one you prefer?
Hit me on Instagram. Facebook is for the old ladies. That's for my cougars, Jack.
Right. I'll hit you on the gram. Chris, maybe we can get 4 tickets and see about going.
Yeah, definitely. Hey man, we appreciate you coming on out, brother. Yeah, he froze up on us.
And as the way he came in, he's going out froze.
Hey.
Yeah, I was trying to get it out quick.
Yeah. We know time was limited on that one.
Again.
Right. Yeah. So back to our Bears talk.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think there's a GM or coach in the league that's gonna lay out their game plan in front of the media, especially this early. I'm just interested to see what it is that they're gonna do. I like some of the things that he was saying as far as, what they're looking for in the draft, or he even commented about the offensive line, about how he's going to be evaluating, seeing what guys look like he's going to give Tevin a chance over there at left tackle. So
I still think he ends up going to right. I don't know.
He may go to right. I wouldn't be surprised.
I just think it suits him better there. I don't know. That's just my opinion on him. He played that in college. I think that's the spot for him. If you're putting anyone at left, I'd rather have Larry Borum there. I mean, what we saw at Larry Borum on that side was all right.
But that's the thing. We don't quite know yet.
We don't.
Because both of them, all we got was a small little taste.
Well, he got hurt pretty early on in training camp, so it's not like – I'll say this. As much as we want to see that switch or possibly that tandem, this is Tevin Jenkins' rookie year all over again.
Oh, yeah.
So we kind of got to wait. But
2-3 games, that's not enough to really
look
at anything.
And one game, I think, what was he? He was on a pitch count. He played like 6 plays or something crazy stuff like that.
Yeah.
But my take is, why keep getting us, and I know it's what's the norm, but you have these press conferences and we like, oh, they're going to say something, and then it's like, they say nothing.
Yep.
It's like, then why talk? You said nothing in your press conference. You said nothing about like the obvious. Okay, it's easy to tell us where Roquan will play. That's kind of like nine times out of 10, we knew he was going to stay inside. That's not hard. For Ryan Poles to talk about the offensive line of Tevin Jenkins being a former offensive lineman, saying in his inaugural press conference he was going to build inside out, So it's nothing for him to say that, you know, what he was going to allow Tevin Jenkins. Like, you really said nothing.
I mean, but what did you want him to say?
That's
That's what I'm
the
saying.
thing.
Without
So,
giving up anything. And I think it's just mandatory that
I was going to say not mandatory.
And GMs have to speak.
But I was thinking it was something to where either they were obligated to speak or it was, hey, guys, we haven't said anything since the initial press conference. Maybe
they were obligated.
Something.
I think Chris is right. I'm pretty sure they're obligated by the league.
And that's
they have to
and that's
do
even
that.
worse because now I got 32 teams saying the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I'd rather not hear
I mean,
anything.
JB, like for a lot of people, something's better than nothing. That's the way a lot of people look at it. Because I mean, right now it's hard. Right now, like I'm struggling with sports right now. It's hard, man. Like we don't got March Madness yet. Like
we
don't have baseball.
I'm gonna take my hat off.
Ever.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my hat off and put it over my heart.
Yeah.
If our fallen brother Jeff Dickerson was here, we would have got something.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We would have got a nugget.
Yeah.
At least one.
That's what he was good at, man. He was.
He pulled that out of some kind of way. We would have got something that we could have been like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Maybe something on the Tariq Cohen front. Maybe some suitors for.
I mean, he talked about Tariq Cohen. He
didn't talk about it. He brought it up.
He talked about A-Rob a little bit.
He talked about that's low hanging fruit.
Yeah, but
I mean, what you want him to sit up there and say? Oh yeah, well, guess what?
It's just hard to say for him right now.
You know,
I mean, he hasn't been there that long. Like he hasn't been there long enough to do anything with it yet.
Part of it, and maybe this is just me, but part of me, I really didn't need to hear from Ryan Poles as much as I wanted to hear something different from Eberflus now.
Yeah.
Because the thing about Poles is he, like, no matter what he does this year, we cannot count that because he doesn't have a full complement of picks. He has not a lot of money. Like, there's so many detriments against him, right? But what we can get out of Eberflus is we can get out of him, not, to Chris, what you said, not your game plan.
Yeah.
But who would you like to see in certain positions to run what you want to run?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He also said he would like to have a hand in Justin. I would like him to say, hey, you know what? Justin and I went to dinner. We went out in the backyard and did this. Have you interacted with Justin Fields? Have you spent any time with him past your initial handshake, cheese?
I mean, I think he's
because he's down in Florida, and I know for a fact he was down in Florida.
Yeah, I believe he said. I think he said that he did talk to Justin.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. I mean,
right now, Luke Getsy need to be lock and step with that boy. They damn near need to be roommates.
Absolutely.
You're not gonna get too much out of it.
No.
Really.
Right,
there was one name
it's
though.
It's a waste of time. It really is. If it fulfills a media obligation, okay, boxes get checked. We still in limbo, and us as fans, we just hanging on to every dear word.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not.
Yeah. Like there was one name that I heard Ryan Poles say a lot. It was Darnell Mooney. He liked Darnell Mooney. He used I think it was quiet confidence and about how he just keeps setting his bar higher and he likes guys like that. He said he was very surprised by him. Should we at this point be surprised by that? Because we all know Darnell Mooney's looking out to get paid. We know he's trying to build that rapport up with Justin. And the fact that he's got his backing now, maybe that helps. He mentioned the running back core was nice, and he said offensive line really it needed to be readjusted, and the weight loss whole aspect.
He was real big on the health tip. Yeah.
Yeah, because he wants a more agile.
Yeah.
Because he want to run that Mike Shanahan zone, that Terrell Davis running stuff.
Yeah.
Where the linemen are like 280, 285. They're not 350, 330.
I'm okay with that.
I'm not saying that's bad, but if we were to compare, right, and you look at what the line did in Indianapolis last year, which is all we can go off of with Eberflus, even though he was on the defensive side, he might bring some of that running game that Frank Reich had with Jonathan Taylor, right?
Yeah.
The problem is we're not dealing with Frank Reich, who's proven. We're dealing with somebody that might try to mirror what Frank Reich did and might not have the education that a Frank Reich has to make those plays. So it could look good some games. It could look disastrous others. But sure thing, one another, we need to know is you need to make sure that you have that playbook lock in step with what Justin does best. Because if you come with Justin trying to run that Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams stuff, it's not going to work.
No.
It's not going to work.
I don't think they're ready for that anyway, personnel-wise, JB. Like, just like you said, I think this is like a zone run a zone run offense that it's going to look like that for the first couple of years until they get weapons and other pieces around Justin to make it to where he can throw the ball more. It's going to be a run-dominant offense. I just don't see it any other way at this point. And for everyone that says that they're clamoring for this big free agent signing, it's not happening. That's another take. No, you don't have the money for it. Like, that's another thing that he brought up. He keeps saying second and third tier free agents. You never hear him say anything going after big fishes. And maybe that's a smoke signal. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
one reason why he was talking about that, because he truly believes that a lot of guys that when they get that big contract, they become less hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny, Frank.
That's true.
Frank says I wanted him to say exactly as soft as LeBron James Phoenix. We can talk about that. I gotta ask your guys' opinion about that. But
we'll get to that.
Yeah,
but I do want to bring this up because to me it's very important. Right? Now, the bottom line is we want the Bears to succeed no matter who the coach is. We want them to spike ownership.
Yeah.
Basically. And that's across the board. But what I don't want is I don't want them trying to do somebody else's system just to say we do that that square peg in the round hole.
Yep.
We do that too much, right? And if we just get those second and third tier players, like AB, we talk like that is where a Malcolm Butler type cornerback comes into play.
Yes.
That's where, like, I'm sorry, guys, like Damian Williams, he played good for the Chiefs in that Super Bowl, but, I mean, he's not a star running back.
No.
He's a complimentary piece.
He's a guy.
If we get a Juju Smith-Schuster, if we get a Zay Jones, those second and third tier, they can play.
I don't even think Juju Smith-Schuster is really going to be an option. I think you're more looking at a guy like Zay Jones, honestly, JB. And I know that's going to break hearts, but I don't think Juju's really meant for this team. I just don't.
Right, and that's why I said, because like you figure between Cohen, between Foles, with whatever way they decide to go, give up a couple. Hell, you might trade Foles for a 7th round pick, whatever. But we all know that it's going to be practice squad players that are going to be called up.
Yeah.
We know that because they've been signing a couple of those guys. We all know.
They got Joe Thomas today.
There you go. You all know that he's a backup. You all know that there's a carousel at that cornerback to nickel position at the cornerback position. We don't know who that is. So you might benefit from giving Malcolm Butler $2 million and say, hey, man, come on in here for a year with some incentives and help us out.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
I wouldn't.
So, like, to say we're going to get J.C. Jackson and stuff like that, like, it's pipe dreams, and you all are setting yourselves up for failure.
Way too high.
Yeah. I mean, we know that's probably, chances are that's not going to happen. But I wanted to ask you guys about a particular player. What you guys think about Eddie Goldman? Are you letting him go? Because
honestly, Chris, I can't.
Why can't you, JB?
Why can't you? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So, if I'm looking at the way Eberflus had that defense, a player like an Eddie Goldman and a Kyrus Tonga, like you need both of those guys. The way that because hold on, remember you had a Darius Leonard type of guy, right? That was wreaking all sorts of havoc. We can't sign Goldman and Hicks, both. But if you signed a Goldman who I think is a little younger and is a little cheaper, then that allows you to put a little money in another
He's
position.
actually still on he's still got a year left of his contract, I believe.
Well, that's even better because now you're definitely looking at a performance-based year to get paid now.
I mean, I don't know, JB. It's gonna be kind of tough, bro.
So let me ask you this: if you get rid of Goldman and you try to keep a Hicks, now does Hicks become your 3 technique? Are you comfortable with him playing that 3 technique?
Right.
Well,
now
I would rather have him than
even if you get Goldman. I mean, even if you cut Goldman, you still gonna have to bring another DT in anyway.
Which is where you probably get like a cheap deal.
I mean, to be honest with you,
already got Angelo Blackson for
and then you still got Bilal Nichols. I mean, Bilal Nichols in himself, he was basically doing the Eddie Goldman job last year. I mean, the year before last.
He was, but remember the knock on Bilal was he undersized. The knock on Bilal was he was undersized.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he got better at it as the year went on. Real good at it.
Hey, no argument here.
And are you willing to pay Bilal Nichols for somebody who might be out of position on this defense? Eddie Goldman, in a lot of people's eyes, JB, is out of position on this. He's more of a nose and a 3-4.
Yeah,
He
that's what he is. He is a nose.
That's what I think he is.
He's a Tony Saragusa type.
I agree with Chris on this. Like, I don't think he should really be on this team. And if you cut him after June 1st, it's another after June 1st cut.
Yeah, it's like 11 million,
$2.9 million of dead, and you get $8.8 million back.
Yeah. So
that's a lot of money just to hold on to a guy who doesn't really fit your system.
That's what I said. If you do plug and play, then you got to get a guy to fill that position.
Yeah.
But if you go with what production is, Eddie Goldman, when he plays, he's effective.
But that's the thing, though. We don't know if he's going to play because, let's be honest, there's been rumors about him and not feeling the NFL no more. That time off during the COVID. He's really.
He might be stressing from some type of
football is not
PTSD or
important
something.
to him no more, and it sort of showed last season.
And you have to take that, Chris. That's a great point.
It is.
You have to take that in consideration because now, how many other players do you have on your roster that feel that way? And then when you are plugging and playing now, it's literally you just throwing stuff to the wall to see what sticks at this point.
I mean, we know what he was in the 3-4. He was the nose.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about what Eberflus has coming in. He's kind of like, well, hell, let me see if this guy fits. Let me see if this guy fits. Let me see if this guy fits.
I mean, I think we
don't
got
think Eddie's really that guy. Like, I would be better, and I know I'm always poo-pooing him, but Hakeem Hicks, I would rather have him play in that role. I would rather.
Well, that's why I asked
Eddie
Chris
Goldman
because now you're talking about a 3 technique. But
as long as he can stay healthy, that's just the thing about Hicks. It's like,
the only problem I got with, because the thing is this. I know you guys always say that players on the wrong side of 30. But the one thing about Hakeem Hicks is he may be on the wrong side of 30. I don't question his production. All I'm just sitting up there worried about is his health. That's it. If his health was fine.
Well, I don't necessarily buy the wrong side of 30 like you can't be productive.
It's not about that. It's about the money that's tied with the over 30. Right. That's where that stuff just gets out of line.
Let me give you guys a little bit of insight on what I was thinking. If you have Eddie Goldman and a Kyrus Tonger, right? To me, that's like having with Dick Duran a Keith Traylor and a Ted Washington.
See, I think that's Hakeem Hicks.
Oh, I think it could. I do think but I think Hicks won a little money though. AB Hicks won a little money.
Yeah, but see, you also remember in having that Ted Washington and that Keith Traylor, there was more of a 3 linebacker set. It's not going to be that. Of course. The game is going to evolve so much since then. It's more of a passing league. So you may have those 2 DTs right there. Yeah, that's going to be cool. But ain't neither one of them going to get to the damn quarterback.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why I said that's why I think Eberflus is in a bad spot right now because now we know when we had Washington and Traylor, both of those were 2 nose tackles.
Oh yeah.
They just ended up playing one at the nose level and the other was the 3 technique. Like they weren't Tommy Harris, y'all. We know this.
Yeah. And then also teams were running the ball a lot more. I mean, running backs was like key out there.
Correct. So you wanted that beef on the line. Now,
exactly.
They also wanted the beef on the line, JB, because Urlacher couldn't get off the blocks early on. And
early on,
they wanted somebody to help Urlacher roam sideline. So is that what Roquan could do? Is Roquan as good in the pass coverage side of things as Brian Urlacher was?
Do you trust Eddie Goldman to get to the quarterback is your question?
No.
Do you trust?
I think he can get to him, but not on a basis of not as often as you would like for a person at that position to get.
So I'm gonna ask you this. This might be a tough question, both of you. Who in today's game would you compare Eddie Goldman to? I'm taking Hakeem Hicks off. Who would you compare him to, and who would you like him to be?
Oh man, I'd like him to be Aaron Donald, but I know that's not going to happen. That's out the window, obviously. I don't know.
Shit! I would like
prime Eddie Goldman.
I wouldn't mind him being a damn Fletcher Cox.
I like Fletcher.
He's of the same size almost, which is old Eagles Fletcher Cox.
He don't have that pass rushing.
He don't have that motor.
What about DeForest Buckner? How about that?
That's another good one.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if he's Ndamukong Suh at my floor, I'll take it. But if he's Chris Jones at my ceiling,
oh yeah,
now we're working with something.
Definitely.
Now we're working with something.
Like I would say Prime Sue wouldn't be bad too. Just
I'm talking about Detroit.
About the other bullshit.
I'm talking about Detroit Sue, not Ram Sue, not Buck Sue. I'm talking about Detroit Sue when basically he was all they had.
Yeah.
I mean, I just looked up Eddie's stats. The highest amount of sacks that he's ever had in the season is 4.5.
4. I do it.
You don't really expect your defensive tackle to be getting tons of sacks anyway. It's more about pressuring and making sure that the middle is all covered. I mean, you got to disrupt the middle more than get sacks. Yeah.
I mean, because you come and look at some of the guys throughout the years that have been great sack guys as DTs. You got Sue at one point. You had Randall, Sapp.
You can start with the man at his hashtag right there.
Yeah.
What do you got? AB 95 total sacks?
94, 95, yeah.
Yeah, Mongo.
You can start with that man right there.
It's been over the years. It's been some pretty good DTs that have set up there and been great sack guys. But like I said, he's a nose tackle. And
so what you're saying is you have some run stoppers who we need to do pass rushing with a weak secondary. That's not a recipe for success.
Not at all.
So one of three things got to give, and it's hard for them to get those three things this season, guys. Like, that's where we're drawing the line in the sand, right? If you go, let's say you just go throw caution to the wind and you do land one of these big free agents. We talking, hypothetically. But let's say you do it. What do you do with those other places? Because now you're not even getting second and third tier free agents. You're getting fourth and fifth in practice squad.
It depends on who you're getting and what's the amount of money. Because like I said,
that's what I asked you, Chris. Because a lot of guys right now, a lot of pundits are saying the top three people the Bears should be looking at is either Devontae Adams, Tyrann Mathieu, or the center from the Rams who just won the Super Bowl. But
no,
he's gonna want some money. He just won the Super Bowl.
And that's why you keep hearing Brian Poles say second and third tier free agents. He's basically telling you that he's not going after those guys. We don't have the money to go after those guys. Like right now, it's like projected like 25, 28 million. Like, come on.
Thank you. The meat 26.3.
Well, right now, they have it at like 25.8 or something, but that's going to change because there's
going to be some cuts.
Because I just saw
they've
one
had already. So
right, I just saw one because somebody's like after June 1st, like some like no-name player is going to fall off and it's going to give him like another $1.7 million. I forgot who that was. Somebody they were talking about getting rid of because I was watching another show.
Might be Cohen or
no, it wasn't Cohen. It was some
like Danny T or one of those guys.
Some nobody did, and it just boosted us like another $1.3 million. I'm sorry, 700,000 to $1.3 million.
Yeah,
and Ryan Poles, he's got his work cut out for him because you have to sit up there and think about it. Most teams now, their game plan or their blueprint to trying to win a championship is win it when you have a rookie quarterback
on a rookie deal. Absolutely, because you don't have to pay $40 million for a quarterback.
Exactly, because I just read this stat that says a quarterback has never won a Super Bowl that was paid over 13% of the team's salary cap.
No, I do not want to play safety.
Never?
Never. A quarterback has never won a Super Bowl when they had over 13%.
So I'm gonna say these two names. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna say these two names because I remember inflated paydays.
Mm-hmm.
John Elway at the end of his career, when they won with Terrell Davis and all that.
Yeah.
And then Peyton Manning definitely was getting a bag.
When?
Denver. Remember they like paid the $30 million.
No,
they didn't pay him that much because he had the neck issue.
Yeah. A quarterback has never won a
that.
Super Bowl.
I could have sworn
13% of the team salary cap.
I thought he was the highest paid quarterback in the league at that time.
For Frank Marshall for saying what I was just about to say. There's a reason Tom Brady wins.
Yeah, Tom Brady
doesn't ever take the top.
Like they said, Tom Brady has never been the highest paid quarterback.
Oh no,
nobody ever talks about that. Like no one ever talks about the fact that he never ever. I don't think he's ever been paid $30 million or over. I don't think he ever has. And that's by design because he knows you got to have a team around you to win. Aaron Rodgers is looking for $45 million this year. I just heard that today. $45 million. And right now I think they're $30 million under the cap right now.
No. They're like $44 million over.
No, they sorry, over the cap. They're $30 million over the cap still. They actually knocked some off.
So Chris,
I checked today. It was like
how did they knock it off? Who did they
got rid of? A couple just guys. I didn't really dig into it. Mm-hmm. I saw it on Twitter and I went and looked at the salary and it was like $30 million over. I'm not exactly sure how they got there, who they cut. I just read somebody on Twitter saying it and I was like, I got to see what this is about. But I didn't dig into it because I don't care about the Packers.
So Chris, I got a question. I got a question to ask you because I don't know. You know, I'm not the cap calculator guy, right? But what I wanted to know was when you have those inflated contracts to where it says that Peyton Manning, right, that he was averaging 31.5 mil. Was that something that they counted the proration of the bonus in? Is that why that number was never over 13%? Because I just read something that said he was 15.2.
That's a good question, actually.
15.2 million?
No, percent of the salary cap.
Steve Young was supposedly 13.1 in 94 as well.
And they won it in 94.
But is that
I don't know.
That might just be base cap he's speaking on. Maybe they probably don't elaborate that. I'm sure, but
that's what I was wondering because now, you know, it's weird, guys. Like the cap number minus what you actually getting paid, depending on your bonuses and all that. Yeah. Like I can give you $50 million and pay you a $30 million signing bonus, and then only have to take that last 20 and I can prorate that over 4 years. Now I'm only paying you $5 million a year, but you got your 30 up front.
That's what Ryan Pace was great at.
You know, so that's why I said I don't know why like 13% of that total pie for a quarterback doesn't really seem that high.
No.
It really doesn't.
You know what? Okay, I think I misread it. It says that there was never been a Super Bowl winning quarterback that was paid over 13% of their salary cap number.
Oh, of their salary cap
number. Gotcha.
Okay, that makes more sense then.
That makes a lot more sense.
That makes because
but still, that's the writing on the wall that most QBs don't pay attention to, and I don't understand why Tom Brady's the only one. Like everyone else is trying to get the bag.
Yeah, and I think that's really what it is, and that's what sort of dilutes the game now is because everybody's all about winning. I mean, not winning, but securing the bag. And it's not about winning. It's about make sure I get as much money as possible. If I win, I win. If I don't, who cares?
But in securing the bag, right? A team, just talking about quarterbacks, a team would rather you, especially a first-round quarterback. We can't count Dak Prescott because he was a third or fourth-round pick, right? Russell Wilson, same way. He was a third-round pick. But if we're talking about those first-round guys, right? If you ideally want them to win in their first 4 to 5 years, then, okay, you might be able to play like Patrick Mahomes. You might be able to pay him that crazy salary, right? But now, do you ever win again? Because now $40 million a year of my cap is going to one person.
Yeah.
Do you ever really win again? Or is it like, hey, I got my one, now it's time to get paid? But then eventually now you 25, 4 more years, 5 more years, you're 29. You still got a lot of football left to play. I'm not going to keep paying you $40 million.
Well, I mean, I say
what
like
happens
this.
with the Chiefs soon. That's what the Chiefs.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. The Chiefs gonna let us know all about that real soon.
Like I'm literally giving the Chiefs a 2-year window.
Yeah. And then and then you have to restructure that contract. You got to make sure Tyreek Hill is paid, even though he's going to be older. You got to make sure Travis Kelce's paid.
Travis Kelce is up next year, if I'm not mistaken.
They're both top 5 in, I would say top 3 in their respective positions. So how are you going to pay them top money too?
Yeah.
And then you got a whole defense that you have to worry about, an offensive line you have to worry about.
Because remember,
it's like
they first problem right now this year is Orlando Brown is a free agent.
What are they going to do about that?
Yeah.
And some rumors state that he don't want to be there.
And they blew a first-round pick on him.
Yeah.
See?
Because they had to go it, but they went for it last year.
So
get it.
So what way is the better way? The way that the Bears did with Ryan Pace to try to get that and I'm not trying to make you mad, AB, but to try to get that Mitch Trubisky to be your savior.
Oh, no.
And then plug and play with good scouting players in the later rounds? Or is it the Rams way, like, hey, go get the so-called aging disgruntled superstar now while he cheap and upset? What does that first round pick mean to me?
You always got to get the quarterback. Like, it depends on the quarterback, JB. Like, you could
no. That got them the quarterback. Remember, that Rams pick was like 25 or 27 or something. It was a low pick anyway.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it depends on whatever quarterback you draft, because if you don't draft the right guy, you're back where we are again. You got to hit on that, or you can go get a proven Matthew Stafford like the Rams did, and look where they ended up.
So the Rams are our anomaly or our barometer because they got to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
They're the only one who's done it, but there's so much of a gamble there because of the fact that all of these big name stars, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, they have to stay healthy. And a lot of these players now today, they don't stay healthy.
True.
So they got lucky in that aspect that their top guys on defense were healthy all year.
True.
We didn't get that.
Like, but let me ask you this then. Did we try to follow a mold, or was we the originators of a certain mold? Because remember, we got Nick Foles coming off an injury from Jaguars the year after he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
he also stunk that year.
Yeah, but wait a minute.
I agree, man.
I'm just talking about the model,
together.
the mold that the GM would look for. Because now what you're doing, of which we always say on this show, stop putting the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
You keep trying to catch lightning in the bottle instead of trying to build from within.
Right. I feel what you're saying, but you know what? Ain't too much else we can talk about with that. So let's just move on. Go ahead, JB. Give us your full court press, because I know you. I want you to tell me about some things that you heard, or whatever interview or TV show, podcast, whatever it was you heard about Nick Wright. We was talking about this backstage, what Nick Wright said. So go ahead, fill me in.
I'm waiting for C, man. I'm waiting for him to get done. All right, hit the music.
So my full court press is going to be all over the place with a myriad of topics because right now we're getting into that home stretch of the NBA season. Shout out to my Chicago Bulls. I'm repping right now. I got the NBA Jam. Let me show it to everybody. I got the NBA Jam
Hey,
t-shirt.
man, Team Light Skin right there.
You know, Team like Lonzo Ball. I got to even though y'all know who I root for, but I'm rooting for their demise, and it's happening.
Oh,
but
it
my
is.
Full court, what?
That's no lie, man.
But my full court press is going to go like this. When I listen to the audacity, the pure BS that comes out of a guy's mouth, and his name is Nick Wright. When we talk about the GOAT, and I know we're not supposed to really bring that conversation up, but I'm bringing it up for a couple of reasons, and I'm going to segue into it. For one, LeBron James been playing for 20 years. I don't care what he do. He's going to break every record. Is it okay.
He's got the turnover record, too. Let's not forget that. Don't forget that.
It's a phenomenal accomplishment, but yet I'm not impressed because guess what? You same people were not that excited when Karl Malone became number 2. Y'all was like, man, I hope he don't beat Kareem. Y'all didn't give him that same love and energy in 19 seasons playing. So why should I give that to LeBron? 2, Nick Wright again. You want to talk about the Chicago Bulls having 2 better defenders than Michael Jordan when the stats prove that he was a more defensive player. He was on more all defensive teams, more than Rodman, more than Pippen. Pippen ain't never won no DPOY. You know why? Because Jordan was the DPOY. Simple as that. So again, I look at a Nick Wright as one of these fugazi fans who's caught in the moment because you just didn't like. Maybe Michael Jordan didn't sign your autograph. Maybe he said your journalistic skills suck. Because they really do. Because all you do is talk about emotion, Nick Wright. So again, I hope somebody plugs this and gets it to him because I want to bring him on stage because guess what? I got some stats for his ass and he is terrible. He's a prognosticator. He's a LeBron pusher. And he's not. He's not with the media. Look, him or Shannon Sharp, I don't know which one is better.
I don't know. I know one thing. I know he got LeBron's right nut in his hand, and he's got Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs left nut in his hand.
Well, look, I'm not a fan of Stephen A. Smith, but him and Chris Broussard have said something very profound, and I'm going to segue to my next one.
Stephen A. has 1 point, and I already know where you're going with this.
We have
the only thing that I agree with him on.
The eye test.
Yes.
We have the eye test. And the eye test, there's no comparison. So, Nick Wright, if you're listening, come on the show. We'd love to have you. But I'm going to eat your ass alive because you suck with this LeBron James shit. You suck. You really suck. Which brings me to my next rant.
Okay.
The Chicago Bulls cannot be the top 5 team to save their life.
They're garbage at it, man.
I'm like, we win 7 in a row. I'm like, hey, AB, we're back. That little slide was gone. Yeah. DeRozan averaging 35 points plus per game over the 8 games. Nobody had did that since Michael Jordan. I think the other record might have been Wilt Chamberlain or something like that.
Yep, yeah, you're right.
And I'm
over 50%.
While shooting over 50%. So I applaud beating who you're supposed to beat.
Come on, Terrence.
But damn, can we please beat somebody of note?
Well, and the other thing, JV, man, it's we don't have Lonzo Ball. We don't have Caruso. It's like Miami didn't have players either last night.
No, they didn't.
They looked frazzled. Like, that defense in Miami is for real.
I'm
telling you, PJ Tucker, those guys, no joke.
First of all, it won't go over well. But I wouldn't be surprised if Bam Adebayo got Defensive Player of the Year.
He was out for like 6 weeks with a thumb or something like that. They said, I don't know. I don't know if he's still in the running, but he's a great player.
But the way that I saw him playing and moving, is like he's a problem.
He is. I watched a play, and this is when I shut it off. There was 3 Bulls over after a Miami miss, and everyone ran back, but Bam Adebayo, and Bam got through all of them and got the rebound.
Got the
and put
rebound.
it
I
in.
know exactly
And I'm
what
like, nope, I'm done. I was so irritated with the way they were playing defense, the way they were not boxing out, rebounding. These are fundamentals.
Watch my eyes. They did this.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't get that?
100%. They were loafing and not boxing out at all. It's like that's a fundamental of the game. Stacey King over and over and over and over kept saying it too. Like
that
you guys
gave me a bad taste in my mouth and reminded me of when Carlos Boozer used to say, "Get it, Joe, get it."
Yeah.
Like, dude, what?
It's horrible. And
so,
I know.
So can we pull that back up? Because remember, Chris, you had brought this up about Billy Donovan's coaching.
Oh, trust me, I'm writing down things right now. When it's my turn, I'm gonna go ahead.
Right, because so I'm gonna throw you this lob in a minute. I want you to flush it because that kind of when I'm telling you when we have the pieces, yes, I think this Bulls team could do great things with a different coach, but also the mindset has to be different. Like DeRozan's playing out of his mind,
but that's part of the problem.
Well, they're starting to rely. They're starting to rely a little too much on DeRozan.
Remember when we had Kendall Gill on? That's exactly what I asked him. If they were deviating towards him a little too much, and he kind of agreed.
You know what? It's showing more now.
18 assists last night, right?
As a team, yes.
That's ridiculous, man.
And it's showing more now because now the one-on-one isolation ball is like, okay, I'm gonna wait. It's your turn. It's your turn.
You always know that DeMar's going to take the last shot too. Always. Zach LaVine, the game before that, the game that they could have came back and actually won, even though they were down. You got Zach right there, 3-point line. Nope. What do? Throw it to DeMar inside when you're down by 3, and then he just blows the game on a turnover.
Right.
He's trying to do too much, man. Like pass the ball, share it, run a play.
I mean, I still think if you gave me my top 3 MVPs, I'm not going to give a specific order, but if you gave me 3 people, he's in my 3.
Oh, definitely
for MVP. So we're not going to take that away.
John Morant. Oh.
But now, and you just threw me the alley because that man gave us 46, and it was an impressive 46.
God, it was.
I was just looking like, are y'all gonna pinch John Morant? Like, do something. They didn't do anything, and then for that man to come around and then break his own franchise record the next game.
Yeah.
I mean, the boy's special.
He's
dunks he gets.
The boy's special.
His 3rd year compared to Derrick Rose's 3rd year, John Morant is actually having a better game.
I think he's better. Yeah, because what did Derrick have? He had like 26-7 and
it was 25, 5, and 7. 25,
5 and 7.
25, 4.9 and 7.5 assists.
Yeah. Did you see that play where they had like 4 0.4 of a second left or something, and Steven Adams threw it all the way down the court, and he just grabbed it. Kobe, just let it go.
And
man, that's fun to watch.
But I'm saying this: do we miss Alonzo Ball? Yes, we do. Do we miss Alex Caruso? Yes, we do. But this is why we say it's about a total team, because once one of those guys are out, like who plays defense? Like somebody tell me who. Io is doing his thing.
Io's trying.
He's probably gonna be finished first team all rookie. I think the rookie of the year is either gonna go to Josh Giddey or it's gonna go to
Mobley.
Mobley.
I
think Mobley's it right now. Mobley's got that team real good.
Mobley.
Right. Yeah. I couldn't think of his first name, but from Cleveland. Right.
I would say with the status of where they're at right now, as long as they stay around the 4 seed, 5 seed, whatever, he'll definitely earn it. Yeah. Definitely.
And it would be well deserved, you know what I'm saying? But what bothers me again, in game, late game adjustments, we see the old Billy Donovan. He sits back.
Lack thereof.
He looks at his bench, looks at the scorer's table, then does this. No timeout, no real plays drawn up. Maurice Cheeks, to me, was doing more coaching in that setup than he was, which is telling to me because, Chris, here's your lob. We said this about a Billy Donovan.
I know Chris was very, very adamant about this a few shows back. He was convincing me about the lack of Billy Donovan's coaching. And at that point, I actually thought he was a good coach. But the more I watched, the more I listened to what Chris said, you're not wrong, JB.
So see, there's your line. Please let us know a little bit more insight because, like I said, I'm a little emotional right now, but I'm not emotional because I'm wrong. I'm emotional because I've told you all this was going to happen.
Well, the thing that really pisses me off about it is that I have a Facebook group. It's called Die Hard Bulls Fans or whatnot.
Are you back on Facebook, by the way?
I think I just joined it.
I am back.
Okay, because I was waiting for you to get back. I was going to message you, but I didn't want to message anyone about dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm back on Facebook.
Okay.
So I went on there and I said that Billy Donovan was basically above average to good coach. He's not a great coach. He's a great college coach. Pro coach, he's not great. The problem that I have is that he's not doing a good job coaching at all. Another problem that I have, I love DeMar. Let me say that again. I love DeMar DeRozan.
Mm-hmm.
But also, because I'm sitting up there critical of some of the things he doesn't mean that I don't like the guy. I do. I like him. DeMar turns into a black hole.
Yes.
And this is the same thing that happened in Toronto.
Yeah!
What people don't sit up there and understand. There is no way that when you inbound the ball all the way on the other end, you give it to DeMar, that he comes up, dribbles the damn ball, and nobody else touches it. It's if anybody that's ever played ball, you know that you have coaches and you have critics that sit up there and tell you some people take bad shots. They do.
Yeah.
They really do. Now, when it's hitting, oh, man, that was a tough shot. But when that shit is missing, it's not good.
It's way too much
shot.
Hero ball.
It's terrible. And he does that. You're beginning to see teams now doing what them other teams did when we went on that losing streak, where them teams was blowing our ass out by double digits.
Mm-hmm.
They're double teaming him. He's trying to spin and get his damn shot off. The minute he spins into a damn double team. It is killing us. It's going to kill us in the playoffs. It's going exactly, and all that damn pump faking.
That's all it is. Two pump fakes and then he fades back.
He has to pass the ball. Dude, you got Zach LaVine. You don't have to sit up there and do it by yourself. And I was on record sitting up there saying I had actually got into it with one of my friends and told him that at one point, if you can say that DeMar DeRozan is MVP, and this was probably like maybe 20-something, 30-something games into the year, that you can make an argument for Zach LaVine being MVP because their stats were identical.
They were.
Zach ended up getting hurt. DeMar ended up taking more shots. He ended up hitting a couple game winners, which sort of actually fed the damn monster because now he thinks that he can hit every goddamn shot over whoever he wants to. Another thing that's killing the Bulls, lack of ball movement. Like you said, AB, and like they said on the broadcast, 18 assists. The Bulls have a much better record when they have 25, 26 assists a game. Also, you got too much penetration by the guards. Guards are getting into the paint too much, and that's because of the screens that's being set. This is where they miss Lonzo Ball. They miss Caruso. I love Ayo. Ayo's doing a great job, but he's starting to hit that rookie wall. You seeing it?
He is, and he's not a facilitator like that either.
Huh? He's not. He's above average. He's slightly above average.
I won't say he's above average because some of the decision making, he's not Kobe White.
No.
Right.
But shit, ain't too many goddamn Kobe White.
But at the same time, I look at some of Ayo's decision making where it's like, yeah, that's a rookie mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to give him that.
He's going to get better.
He's gonna get better, but whereas Alonzo would make a different pass.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But you're still talking about a guy that's a rookie opposed to a guy that's been in the league 4 to 5 years.
He's thrust into that position, so we have to go with it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Right now, as a rookie, he's above average pass. He's above average pass. Then you got poor rotation. They're rotating poorly. And then there's no communication on defense. How in the hell are you sitting up here? First of all, we've all played ball. JB, me and you on the same team. I'm not going to sit up here and let a dude hit your ass with a blind pick and don't tell you nothing. That's how people get hurt.
Over and over.
Constantly.
Not just once in a while. That shit happens all the time.
All the time.
When I say John
Why
Morant,
is Billy Donovan not screaming that? Like, I don't get that part.
When I said John Morant had the easiest 46 points, how many picks at the top of the key did we have where he was just waltzing into the paint?
Well, that's because they know, man.
Well, you know one thing that they did, though, in that fourth quarter, they slowed him down because what they started doing was they started blitzing his ass.
They did.
So when they started blitzing him, that's when they were able to make their comeback. Another thing, Billy Donovan, your fucking substitutions suck. You cost us that damn Memphis game. How on God's green earth did you sit up there and they go with Steven Adams, John Morant, Jalen Jackson, Bane, and I don't know whoever is shit. You can put me out there.
Big.
And then you sit up here and you counter with Vooch, DeMonte Green, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Kobe White.
I don't
And what happened? They got offensive boards on us because you got a 6'4" Green.
They took Tristan. He took Tristan Thompson.
Why is he so afraid to play Tristan Thompson with Vooch?
Because he loves that small ball lineup.
Why not try it though? Like, at least try it. Throw him out there. Like, let him start. Just see what happens in the game. You know, like,
here's the thing.
One of them bum killer teams that we can beat.
Here's the thing.
Try it there.
If AK gives us Tristan Thompson, I'm pretty sure he didn't give us Tristan Thompson to be the backup center to get rid of Tony Bradley.
That's exactly my point. Like,
he gave us to be the starting power forward.
Like, I understand matchups and everything, but my God.
And that brings me to another point.
Mm-hmm.
You keep having Vooch set these fucking picks up there at the 3-point line. Put his big ass down there on the post.
You don't need to move.
Where he's been sitting up there being efficient at in the post. Quit having him set up there, setting screens for DeMar, setting screens for Ayo, setting screens for Kobe, setting screens for Zach, setting screens for the Popcorn Man, setting screens for fucking Benny the Bull. He's setting screens for every damn body. Stop it. Put somebody else up there to do the shit. Let that man work from the inside. When he starts killing, they're going to start double teaming. The minute they start double teaming, guess what he's going to do? Kick it out. Guess who's going to have open threes? His teammates. Thank you, Billy. You're welcome.
Hey, Chris, it would be nice if Tristan Thompson was the one saying no screens rolling.
It would be real fucking nice.
He did that the first game, and I almost jumped off my roof. I was so excited to see someone roll to the basket and actually try to put it down in the basket, dunk it. I haven't seen that all year. But you got a Vooch who, my God, I wish I could just take his brain and put it in Vooch's brain and just make him stay the fuck down low. Like, stop with the 3-point shots already, man.
Vooch is going to leave, guys.
Vooch is going to get traded this offseason. I'm praying to God.
He's going to leave because he's not being used right. And I said it at the beginning of the year when I told you all, Billy Donovan has never had a dominant scoring center to where he used.
I wish they never would have traded for him. But if you don't trade for Vooch, then you probably don't get DeMar, because one of the reasons that DeMar came here,
they wanted to play together. You know, the whole
Vooch ordered him here.
Connection. But another reason, which I say as a kid, say that might be cap, because DeMar was also mad that LeBron James told him he didn't want him in LA.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I know that we're running out of time. LeBron James, stupid ass quote of the week right here.
This dude, this is your king?
This is the guy. This is the GOAT, right? the hell out of my building.
Hey, that's for all you LeBron fans.
Let's just take fans away for good, even though they're the ones that put you there. Get out of here.
My final rant is this.
Nick, right.
I'm praying that the Bulls don't become the 2.0 Toronto Raptors. That's it.
I hope they do, and they trade DeMar for Kawhi, and then they win a title. I'm okay with that scenario. You want to do that again?
Nah, I don't want that Devo over me either. He gonna be talking about
chip, I do.
Well, I'll say this. The one positive note they have is the way that the seeding is, we can at least reassure ourselves that they should get to the second round. Because I don't think Brooklyn's going to stay at 8.
You got to remember, too, like, these next few games, like, they have, like, a six-game run where
they have the third hardest schedule for the rest of the year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Second.
I'm sorry.
Milwaukee's got the first.
Yeah.
So.
But, hey, man, we going to see what Billy D and them boys can do. Man, let's get to these damn shout-outs, man. Let's go ahead and kick it off. You started off, JB. Go ahead and give out your shout-outs.
Hey, shout out to Nick Wright for being just a total douche. You know, you sitting up here talking about this and that and the third, and you know, you don't really know your asshole from your appetite. You really don't. But that's another thing. Come on the show. I can't wait. But hey, shout out to Derrick Durr, because you know what? There's a lot of other sports going on here, guys, in Chicago besides just basketball and football. We don't do a lot of baseball talk. We have our show Plunk with our guy Emilio K. Bucks, who does a great job, with Kirsten Petit, does a great job with baseball. So we try to lead that to them. But we got a lot of sports in Chicago, boxing being one of them. We got some pretty dope boxers here. So I want to shout out Derrick Durr, because I think that was a very good interview, especially for those that may not be as into boxing. Like, you know, you go to a boxing party because the headliner may say Canelo versus Mayweather, but you may have some undercards, and Derrick Durr might be on that undercard. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him like that. Frank, you know, hey, you're right, Frank.
The Blackhawks just hired a new GM today.
Again?
Yeah, I can't even remember his name. That's how much I follow.
Didn't they just get a GM like 3 months ago?
Yeah.
That's another story.
They're a mess, man.
Look, that's another story. But, you know, obviously, you know, shout out to you guys. Shout out to T. Nick in the back. Shout out to my moms, you know what I'm saying? Every Tuesday, you know, there's no place else I'd want to be, guys. I appreciate it.
I agree.
Yeah. AB?
Yeah, and I agree with that. I had kind of a slow day. I've been working on some projects here and there, so I kind of had a stressed day, and I was like, oh God, I gotta get back on the computer. But I got to talk to you two, and it made my mood better. I'm glad I got on today, man. Great time. Loved our guest, Derrick Durr. Cheers to you. I love the way that man thinks. He was hilarious. Shout out to the chat as usual, and that's it for me. I'm going to keep it short, sweet, to the point. And shout out to Crown Peach. Thank you for making my day well.
What was that word? What was that word? Gumption.
Gumption. Yeah, gumption. Love it.
Well, I want to give a shout out to everybody that was in the comment section today. Everybody watching, thank you. Subscribe. Come on back. You know, we do this every Tuesday. We love doing this every Tuesday. AB, JB, my boy T. Nick. Shout out to Derrick Durr, you know, giving us a lot of insight on how the politics of boxing can be. You know, I hope he really does get his shot, and when he does, we'll be there. And as long as he represents the shot, I got no problem with the brother. Shout out to my moms who was watching. Shout out to my sister that was watching. Shout out to the kiddies. They ass better be in bed. And shout out to you fellas, man. Like I said,
yeah,
we love doing this. And guess what? We making this shit real quick, so we out.
Oh, like that? Okay, we out. Later.
We out.
Later.
We out.
That's it.
Yeah, we done here.
We out. Okay, so we out.
If you're not watching this, flag on you.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production. We out.